Hi, it's Bridget. Welcome to Fairy Grasshopper channel. I hope you enjoyed this card reading today. I actually wanted to do a positive or inspired, insightful card reading for you today. I don't have a topic specifically, just positive. So, as I was getting my cards out, I have a whole basket filled with card decks and next to me here. And of course I had to pick one of my favorites, Sacred Traveler. I'll put the links to these below, by the way. And as I was kind of setting up the camera and figuring out how to use my new phone camera, one of the cards already flipped over. Great Adventure. If you watched my other card reading video, the one that I did about forecasting for 3 months or for 6 months ahead, it was a July 2020, 6 months ahead video. I talked about this card a little bit in there. This card's kind of funny. This card has a little funny double meaning for me. When I think about current events in politics, this card reminds me of the current occupant of the White House. Okay. And I think it's because in the past, when there were like the primaries, the Democratic primaries and things were going on way back in March 2020, this card just kept coming up as that person. So it's just kind of funny. So I'm like, oh, what does this mean? Oh my goodness. Okay. So I said we wanted something positive. Let's kind of giggle about that and let's find out what else this card actually really means by giving it some friends. First of all, it says great adventure. Take a risk, venture forward. And the thing I'm cueing in on here is forward. We are moving forward. Time is passing, even though for many of us, life is very, very different than it was this time last year, right? And the forward part is kind of strange in a way because we are moving ahead, but we don't really, for some of us, it doesn't feel like we're moving ahead. Time is passing, but we're really kind of stuck almost in a space of waiting, almost like a waiting room kind of, or a place where we don't have enough information, so we can't really make a decision, kind of. That's kind of at least how it feels for me at times during this. I don't know if that's the same way for you, but this forward word I'm keying in on. Then the energy here right away with this for all of us, as I'm asking for positive information here, this green is healing, and this is a flow state of energy, and it's moving forward. Now, the way things face in cards, to me, gives me information. So like, because the face is here, it's kind of ironic because it's almost in contrast, because this is the past. We're looking back at the past, and yet we're saying we're wanting to venture forward. And the flow of the energy or the flow of the waves, to me, feels like they're coming this way, but the boat is trying to go this way. And so yet it's strange because it feels like there's contrast, because to me it feels like the waves are coming this way forward with the flow state of things, and water is a great energetic, a very strong symbol for flow and energy and movement, like positive movement, flow, assistance when you ask for it. And then we have the wind or the air element going the opposite direction. And so it feels like they might be working against each other, but at the same time, then in between are the people, right? The people are in between, trying to go this way when the water and the flow of energy things and the status of things is flowing this way, and the wind, like the blowhard energy fighting against something, is blowing this way. So it feels like we're righteous while we're trying to move backwards. We're so righteous. Look at us. We're so determined. Oh yes, we're determined to go back to the past, the way things were. And the reality is, the water will win. The water will always win. The water is divine feminine energy. The water is flow state. The water is constant and consistent, even though it may change in its diligence. It is definitely a strong force of flow and movement. All right, this is a deep card. Actually, this feels really deep. My goodness, and lots of contrast here. But what this tells me is don't go back to the past. Don't try to go back to the way things used to be. Try to get comfortable in new routines and with new things, with things being a little bit different and create and craft for yourself new ways of being that are comfortable, that are connected, that do bring you joy, that make you feel happy, that make you feel like yourself again. Ooh, that was deep, you guys. Deep again. That's for Sacred Traveler. All right. So we want to give it friends. So I'm going to give it friends from the same deck, Sacred Traveler, but I also have the Sacred Destiny deck by Denise Linn. We're going to use that one next. But okay, so it's up to you. Oh, there, I'm just going to take these two right here because these feel good. These top two here. And it's up to you to pick the next card for yourself. All right. So you pick the next card. Do you want number 1 or number 2? I'm feeling number 1. Okay, so I'm going to go with number 1 first. So this energy, cleansing waters, didn't we just have a whole talk about water and how powerful, awesome water is? Water is such a symbol, you guys, symbol of divine feminine. Water is so purifying, it's detoxifying, it's healthy, it's healing, it's flow state. It's one of the only doggone things that we can do right now in the summer here in Minnesota is go to the lake. And we can actually go swimming in the lake if we wanted to, down the road here. We can go boating in the lake. So the water is one thing that is constant, even though it shows up in different ways. Lots of different ways. Ponds, streams, rivers, flowing water, swimming pools, and lakes. Purification. Didn't I say water was purifying? I think I did say that in the last card. It activates vibrant life force. So this just solidifies what came through with the water element. But here it was green, which is healing. Here it's blue. So the vibrancy of the blue energy could mean a whole host of things. It could be connected to your third eye chakra and clearing the energy of what your vision is, what your hopes are for what you're at. Okay, clearing the difference between what you expected to see for your summer and you envisioned for your summer or you envisioned for your fall. Clearing the expectations of the old visions and renewing a beautiful, healing, flowing vision for yourself and your family and your life. This is about cleansing your vision, clearing your vision. That's what this is about, visioning the future. All these other little lily pads that are here and the colors that are here are so sweet. This is a representation of a lotus flower which grows in the mud. You can't see all the darkness and the thickness and the density below here, but the beautiful flower blooms. This is a symbolism or metaphor for you. And there's also a dragonfly here. Check out the totem animal, meaning dragonfly, if that particularly sparks your interest. Of course, we've got a gorgeous purple flower here, divine feminine energy. And then the green carries over, healing, green in the water and as well in the foliage. All right, so that just affirmed, that's probably why I picked it, because I liked it, because I'm like, oh yeah, this affirms the lesson we just talked about from the message of positive energy here. And now we have this for you. For those of you who picked a number 2, fellow travelers. Are you missing your friends? Oh, I know. It feels like that, like we're a bit more isolated, doesn't it? However, this is an opportunity to connect with our spirit guides. Look at this gorgeous totem animal. This peacock is extremely divine feminine energy, and the peacock feathers are very, very sacred. Support is all around you. Even though sometimes you might not be able to have the same types of human interactions, face-to-face, quite literally, interactions that you've had before, you have spiritual healing helpers right now at this time that are totally here with you, waiting for you, to serve you in the capacity to enhance the energy of love in your heart, to enhance the connection of your solar plexus, where you are connected with others, the people that you love, your friends and such. Do you see this actual little peacock down here, this white one that is right by the water? Do you see the water there? Yes, and all the greenery and the green leaves and such. This is sweet, sweet support for you. Fellow travelers, you're not alone. Stop acting like you're alone. Just because you're physically alone in your human space does not mean you're alone. Stop acting like it. Support is still all around you. There we go, my friends. This feels really good. Okay, one more card. Let's just do one more. Let's do one more. We're going to use oh, my allergies are crazy today, you guys. Whew, Sacred Destiny, Denise Linn. Again, I'm going to put these and some of my favorite card decks in links below for you, as always. All right, so this is what this deck looks like. Oh, it just so happens that this deck has water on the front of it. I'm sensing a theme here. Anybody else picking up on that water theme? Oh, I'm sure you are. All right, so let's get a card for everybody together as a whole. You know what? I'm actually going to do it like this. I always like to kind of mix them up a little bit first before I oops. Oh, you guys, this is so cool. So here's another one that was also in my July 2020 reading for 6 months ahead. These two were both in my July 2020 reading. This is a perfect way to wrap this. This was actually the energy card that came forward for the first part of 2021. And so for you today, positivity, you guys, you are thriving. It might not feel like it because thriving in the past has been connected to busyness energy, to doing an action. And really all of the thriving that's happening is within you right now. It's inside of you. It's turning over the old, releasing old patterns, old cycles. If it's connected to society, if it's connected to your own personal lineage, your family lines, your experiences that you've had in your life, your traumas, and your disappointments. You are inside. You have the ability to thrive within. And that is a powerful message that is more important than anything you could do outside of yourself. Very, very important. This gorgeous energy of this giraffe. Look up the totem. We've had a couple of totems in here, you guys. We had the dragonfly, we had the peacock, and we have the giraffe. Which one of those 3 totems, gotta give love to the animals, is the one that stands out to you most? Again, we had the peacock, the giraffe, and the dragonfly. Peacock, giraffe, and dragonfly. This energy here as well brings up this beautiful pink, which is compassionate energy, which is a loving, a gentle and genuine energy to support your thriving. Again, this thriving is about within you. This is such a gorgeous card to me. It's so peaceful, so earthy, so obviously loving and strong. Like, look at how strong and tall this gorgeous giraffe is standing. Strong and tall, and this energy above and right here on earth of compassion, incredible self-compassion right now. This is gorgeous. This is absolutely 100% perfect. This is a great way to wrap this reading. There we are. And again, I was going to tell you, so since this one reminds me of the current occupant of the White House, remember in the July 2020, I said that. This one reminds me of Disney, which is so happy. This is like my happy place. Disney World. Why does this remind you of Disney World, Bridget? Well, because of Animal Kingdom and Animal Kingdom Lodge. I've been watching a lot of videos to keep me positively inspired and hopeful for at some point in the next couple of years being able to actually get back there. Something to look forward to, right? Something to look forward to. Thank you so much for being here on Fairy Grasshopper Channel. These are the decks that we use today. From Denise Linn, you know I love her decks. They're just so great. They're very grounding. They're very to the point. They're gorgeous imagery, and they feel very good. They're not overly complicated. These are great, great decks to start with. Thank you so much for watching Fairy Grasshopper Channel. Be sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate you very much. I hope you enjoyed this reading.